If you're interested in starting to work in the mortgage industry and you're thinking of either becoming a loan originator or a processor, I have to give you some tips the way I started and some suggestions. First of all, I will tell you that starting either as a loan originator or as a processor is good, but the best is actually having a combination of both, where if you do loan origination, you know how to process too. And if you're a loan processor, you need to know the loan origination part of the business, only because when you do, you become a powerful force for the borrower, because you don't have to call the loan originator and ask them, the borrower's asking me about the pre-qualification process. They don't know, what should I do? Or vice versa. The loan originator is asking the processor, when will we get docs back? When will we be able to get the verification of the income? Or when should we order the appraisal? No, you're able to sound knowledgeable for the borrower because now you know both. When I first started out, it was a little bit tricky because when I got my license, and this is all thanks to my dad. My dad told me I was working at a bank and I was getting paid a salary, and I was referring all the mortgage business over to other mortgage loan originators at the bank or loan officers, and they were making all the profit and I was getting paid $50, which is really nothing. And you will see when you start in this industry, and you'll see how much you can make, because yes, you make thousands of dollars because loan amounts will continue to increase as home prices go up as well. So if you close a loan that's $500,000 and you make 1%, that's $5,000. If you made 2%, that would be $10,000. So it just gives you an idea how much you can make in this industry, which is not something unheard of. It's something realistic. It happens every day, and it's done much better than the banks do it. Just so you know, because sadly, banks go at a very slow rate and they have so many departments that the whole process is stretched out. Closing a loan with the bank will usually take a month and a half to 3 months at least. When I do loans, now with the new technology that's available, I close loans in 2, 3, maximum 4 weeks. That's only when the borrower needs to take a little bit longer so that they can move out of their current home and go to the new home, or because the seller needs to close by a certain date, or because there's something that we're waiting for in terms of interest rates. But normally 2, 3, 4 weeks is very realistic. So banks become like dinosaurs, and we become the new technology, faster, more efficient, and we provide same or even lower interest rates. So we have a lot more tools and flexibility to work with, so it makes you much more powerful. People don't know that yet, but a lot of people, that they don't call banks anymore. They go to loan originators and mortgage companies, even though they're going to get charged a fee. But it's something that's shown up front, versus banks. They don't tell you about the fee they're charging. It's simply hidden in the interest rate, which is something that sometimes a lot of people have no idea about, and they think they're getting a good deal, but they're really not. Nothing is for free. You're paying it through the interest rate or you're getting charged. I prefer to charge customers up front to get them the lowest monthly payment, simply because in the end, that monthly payment is going to represent a savings over 10 years, 30 years of hundreds of thousands of dollars, versus the $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, whatever it is that they were charged upfront in the beginning of the loan. So it's just much smarter when you look at it long term, especially as a borrower. Now, when I started working for a mortgage company that really didn't care about the loan originators, they were worried about making their top performers perform the most. And if they needed anything, the processor was there exclusively for them. So it was kind of a hard situation to work with. But since nobody wanted to help, one of the bank representatives that worked with them came one day to do a presentation, and I was able to make a good connection with that bank representative. And I was able to learn from him, and he helped me out through the entire process of my very first loan. And I'm very thankful to him for his help, because that one loan taught me how to do the entire process. And after that, I was able to build off that and branch out, build my own business, build my own network, and close hundreds, if not thousands, of loans that I've already closed in my career. So working in the mortgage industry was a little bit of a challenge at the beginning, because I didn't have a good mentor. I didn't have anybody to help me out until I met this bank representative. And then after that, there's no turning back. It's something that's generated income for me for almost 20 years. So it's definitely been worth it if you're thinking about something that's long term. Plus, I have time flexibility, so I can go on trips. I can just answer the phone. I can pre-qualify people over the phone too. I don't have to be there physically like a lot of other jobs. And still, I make more than what most people make in other jobs. So it's something that's very useful. Plus, it's remote work. So when COVID hit and everybody had to go work at their home, for me, wasn't a big deal. I just closed the office. I went to work from home. Same thing, computer, cell phone. I talked to people. I helped them out. Nothing changed. For me, it was actually much easier because I was able to help more people because I didn't have to meet people at meetings or have to go to their homes or anything like that anymore. I was able to do it nice and quick and efficiently. So that was a big shift. And then for people that are thinking to start in this industry, you do have to understand that at the beginning, you're building your customer base. So if you see people that are very successful, that's normal because it took time to get referrals from different sources. As you'll see in one of the videos on that I have here on YouTube, you'll see that I give you 9 different sources of lead generation that you can find. But once you set up those lead generation machines or sources, they will funnel all those leads towards you. And then that way you'll have a lot of people that will call you on a consistent basis, which is what you want. And then being able to go back and target the same customers that you've already helped out will be one of the best sources of income. Because if you did a good job with that one borrower and you helped them and they were happy, you can call them the next month and ask them, do you have somebody else, my card, student loans, whatever it is, and you'll be surprised. Maybe at that moment, they might not tell you, yes, I have somebody right now. But let's say a month after, 2 months after, 3 months after, I get calls from people a year after and they tell me, oh, hey, Joseph, you remember you did my loan a year ago? My coworker needs some help too, and she's in a similar situation to mine. Can you help her out? Of course. So that's how it works. You can't expect the leads to come the next day, even though sometimes they do. And you also have to be aware of opportunities in the industry, and you've helped other people with similar situations, and you can help them out as well. So I highly suggest that once you start in the mortgage industry, you're patient with yourself, you set up those leads, you become knowledgeable by learning how each one of the processes works, from pre-qualification to being able to quote borrowers' interest rates and fees, which is how much they're going to have to pay or have in savings to be able to cover closing costs plus their down payment. And then try to focus on a specific industry, even though you might sometimes I get loans for all kinds of things, investor loans, people that are looking for down payment assistance, commercial loans, doesn't matter. Focus on one that you like and that you want to target, and you see that you have potential in growing, at least at the beginning, because you want to get those first successful loans closed to give you the confidence to keep growing, and so that you can mention them when you talk to somebody else. And you can say, I just closed a loan for this person that was looking for this and this, and they were happy. And if I can help you out, just let me know. By being able to say that you just closed a loan for somebody else, it gives you credibility, gives you a track record, and it makes people believe that you can actually get results. Now, lastly, I do want to say that if I did it when I first started and my dad helped me, he said, let's go get our mortgage license. And I was working at the bank and I wasn't that interested. And I quit my job at the bank and I started working in the mortgage industry. And it was one of the best decisions I could have made, because making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month was nice, but I could have never been able to support my family, help others, and have vacations and enjoy life without having a larger source of income that has only grown over time. And that's what I suggest for you. Okay. If you want to check out some of the links on the bottom of my YouTube channel in the description for other courses that I have, and for other videos that you can also watch that kind of complement this video, or even to be able to already get your credit fixed or help somebody else fix their credit, the links are below, so you can get started by doing that. And I'll see you in another one of my videos. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more of these videos on a consistent basis.